craft has often been considered primarily a reflection of tradition, but contemporary craft has moved well beyond the limits of the past. The Houston Center for Contemporary Craft provides a home for these developments in the Houston area. Gwen Ruckenbrod introduces us to the center's mission and activities.
The Houston Center for Contemporary Crafts mission is to advance the education of the process, the product, and the history of craft. The nice thing about the Houston Center for Contemporary Craft is we present the visitor with 3 ways to actually interact with the art or the craft. You can view it through your exhibitions. We do 4 major exhibitions in our large exhibition space a year. We do 6 major shows in the Artist Hall. So that's going to be more community oriented, so you can see more community work and a lot more of the local artists, where in the larger exhibitions you're going to see more national, internationally renowned artists. We also have workshops, so we have quarterly workshops for adults where we offer the ability to learn the process of making the craft. So you can see it on exhibition, you can learn it through our education, and then the last way that a person can actually interact with our craft is through watching it being made by other artists who are more fluent in the techniques. And so we always have about 5 resident artists in their studio space. They work 25 hours a week with their doors open so that the public can come in and take a look and interact with them and learn more about the process through watching them as well. So it's really kind of nice that we have this wonderful living museum here at the center. Craft is interesting because it can be considered either a verb or a noun, where you can craft something, or often craft can be categorized as a noun where it's an object. And typically with craft, it's one of 5 mediums. It's either glass, ceramics, wood, metal, or fiber. But what we're finding nowadays is really what used to be defined a lot in the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s as craft and art as 2 separate things. We're seeing a lot more of the crossover of that, and the exhibit in the first small gallery really shows and utilizes kind of that concept, where we're seeing craft artists using craft materials to actually get their message across, which is very similar to maybe paintings or sculptures or other types of fine art. So we're starting to see a real blurring of the boundaries between art and craft, and that's what we're hoping that we can start to kind of get that message out there to the community, that craft is art just as much as painting or sculpture is art.
The center's current exhibition, Hot Glass Cool Collections, profiles one of the most challenging forms of craft.
The exhibition Hot Glass Cool Collections is my first curated exhibition here as the curator at the Houston Center for Contemporary Craft. It includes contemporary studio glass from 10 Houston collections, private homes, as well as some 5 pieces from the Museum of Fine Art. There's a lot of challenges with glass artists. If you're going to be a hot glass artist and you're going to blow glass, the expense of a hot glass studio is huge, and it's by far the most expensive craft or medium to work in. And then the challenges of working in glass in general, we have a lot of chemical challenges where we need compatibility of color, and colors sometimes don't work with each other, and they often cause pieces to break. And so as a glass artist, you have to think of those kinds of challenges. The other challenge, of course, is glass when it's cool is in a solid form, but when it's hot, it's in a liquid form. And the change from the hot to the cold has to happen in a certain amount of time, or the glass will be too fragile and it will break as well. So there's kind of a variety of different aspects of creating glass, as well as a variety of different specialized tools that are used as well.
Hot Glass Cool Collections will be on display through March 15th. The center is planning several special events for the closing weekend, including glass demonstrations, a reception, and a lecture by nationally known glass artist Paul Stankard. For more information, visit the center's website at www.crafthouston.org. For Artbeat, I'm Stacee Hawkins.